Yeah.
Got my redneck on because we were just talking about like. I mean, we weren't necessarily talking about eCam girls, but like, we kind of were like virtual eCam girls.
Yeah.
And our complete lack of scruples in exploiting such technology.
Yeah.
Listen, if I could use AI to create a fake chick and get like 3,000 dudes to give me like $10 a month for this AI girl who doesn't exist, I would do it.
I'm telling you that's already happening, and you know, people are making like basically what I think they do. I actually like there was one night where I was just like couldn't sleep, and I just fell down a rabbit hole of the whole thing, so I kind of know how the business set up. But basically, they set up the fake Instagram accounts and basically fake social media. And then they just draw dudes in. They do the fake accounts with like wholesome. Oh, look, I'm on vacation on a beach or whatever, and then you know the link in bio, and it's not OnlyFans because OnlyFans doesn't allow AI. It's like an OnlyFans competitor or whatever. It's
like Fansly or something.
That one of whatever, and so then you pull them into that one, and it's like I don't totally understand how. I don't understand why it's such a. Here's the thing, and maybe it's a generational thing, but like I don't really get why any dude would pay for that when the internet is free. Like I mean, maybe it's because they say your name or some shit. Like I genuinely don't fucking know.
Yeah, I think it's the actual attention. It's somebody paying attention to them in that way. It feels like a connection, even though it's totally fake.
I guess that makes sense. It's just so odd to me.
It is odd. That is true. But I would take their money. I would create a fake chick and totally take their money. It pass no judgment. As long as nothing's illegal, as long as there's nothing illegal going on.
As I said before, if will it result in the FBI knocking on my door and taking me in as a material witness?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Will
as long as
will I have to testify in front of Congress? No. Okay. Will the check clear? Yes. Show me the money.
Yeah. Heck, once you really had it rolling in is once AI advances far enough, you probably might be able to develop an AI that will take care of everything on the site for you. Create the post, talk to people.
Oh yeah, well they're already doing it. There's a system called I don't know how to pronounce it. N8N. It's literally the letter N, the number 8, the letter N. N8N. And it basically it connects various webhooks and API calls, and part of that includes AI. So what they're doing, all these marketing agencies are using it to have AI do all the research, create all the documentation, create all the postings, and then auto post video. Like it'll generate video for you, basically. Like it'll do all the stuff. So they're doing video ads that are all fully automated, and they're like, so for one campaign, if you want to sell your thing, they'll have like 1,000 fake Instagram accounts, and they'll push with 1,000 fake influencers, and then they'll push 1,000 videos in like 2 days.
Oh,
and so the internet's just getting flooded with this shit, man. That's crazy. What's really interesting is that we have like someone I said this, and I actually agree. Basically, we have about like 24 to 36 months to like get our legacy, and this is not just us, but pretty much everybody, like get your name out there, get recognized, grow your audience. You have about 36 months to grow your audience, because after that, what's going to happen is that's about the estimated time it's going to take for the fulcrum to swing, so that in 36 months there'll be more AI content on the internet than human-made content. That's how fast it's exponentially growing, right? Like,
oh wow,
there'll be more AI content than human content, and at that point, the internet becomes pay to play for human content. Meaning, if you want to get your post seen, or if you like, you won't have the chance to go viral anymore on YouTube. You'll have to pay for advertising, right? Like, there won't be any natural, very, very few, very little natural virality for those who haven't made it by then, right?
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So now's the fucking time. There's not a lot of time left on that shit, so it's pretty crazy.
Well, huh. So Andrew is. Well, there's Andrew's cat. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but
Looks
look,
like Andrew's like entire backdrop collapse, or is that just the way it normally looks?
I have no idea. I'll have to ask
Yeah.
him when he comes in.
Let's see.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's still standing. Yeah. Oh, he changed. He went. Did he change it? No, that's normal.
No.
Anyway, so so two things. I saw the Superman movie a couple weeks ago, like the week before last,
Mhm.
and I have some thoughts on it. And also the Fantastic Four film. I'm not going to see it because I'm going to the beach this weekend, but it's getting good reviews from some surprising sources. Apparently, I mean, Christian Toto, who's pretty much hates everything that Marvel's done since they went woke, give it thumbs up. So who knows? But well, the Superman movie, I didn't really like it at first, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we lost the cat. It just seemed, I don't know. It seemed too comic booky, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
But I think the problem is that for the last 20 years or so, it's basically been, if you're a DC fan, which I was for the longest time, it was basically the Snyderverse. And Zack Snyder is many things, but lighthearted and whimsical, he is not.
Right.
I mean, I'll be honest, I like Snyder's approach to a certain extent. I think he got there's an approach to Superman and a lot of the DC heroes that kind of works with that, which really looks at Superman as kind of a god come down to earth, and Wonder Woman is an actual goddess, and Batman less as a man than more as the physical incarnation of the idea of like vengeance.
Yeah.
And it would have been interesting to see where Zack Snyder could have taken it if he'd been allowed to like go through with it, but he didn't, and history moves on. And Superman, what's the name of the guy who directed it? I don't even remember. I mean, the guy, well, that particular,
Gunn.
Yeah, James Gunn. It was very much kind of a total 180. And the more that I think about it, though, as I walked away, it felt a lot more like so Zack Snyder took, if we had to go with comic book ages, the Snyderverse took its cues from kind of the late 90s, early 2000s, the Iron Age, the 90s era antiheroes.
Yeah.
Which were pretty big, DC had its fair share of it. I remember like a lot of the old Superman comics that were. Is that his anyway? So I think
That's.
you might want to
Yeah, he doesn't.
and let him know that he's live. Yeah, or kick him off. All right, there we go. Yeah.
Stupid ass.
All right, so but
Andrew's a stupid ass, not his wife. He didn't
no,
turn
his wife's a perfectly lovely woman.
She's awesome. Yeah.
Anyway, listen. So, but getting back to the point, so now that a few days to think about it, it felt very much that James Gunn's kind of like jumping back a decade or two, and it felt like very much like a Silver Age, Bronze Age approach.
Yeah.
It was, you remember a lot of the silliness that was in the Silver Age and Bronze Age. Well, Silver Age and not so much the Bronze Age, but so you had Krypto, the super dog.
Yeah.
Guy Gardner as Green Lantern with the ridiculous haircut and the attitude. And I mean, I know there's a lot of people complaining on the internet that they basically made Superman into kind of like a woke wuss.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that is just like there's a lot of commentators, that's their business model is to be angry, so they have to be angry about it. They can't say it's good. But I mean, I didn't like it personally. Well, I sort of liked it, but it just felt a little jarring to me. It felt so. So let's look at it this way: Man of Steel. It felt like that felt like a serious adult movie, whereas Superman 2025 kind of feels like a live action version of Super Friends. If that makes any sense.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
It's that feel. It's that it really does feel like a comic book movie, but we really haven't had real comic book movies in a while. I mean, we haven't had them with Marvel because Marvel is just since and I'm getting the feeling that with the Fantastic Four, I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard of it, it's kind of the same idea. They're getting away from the heavy stuff, and they're going a little, and they're trying to like catch some of the original 60s and 70s silliness.
Yeah, well, I heard. I mean, I'm going to try to see them. I'm going to try to see. I want to see both of them. I genuinely do. So I'm going to try to see something this weekend. But I heard that the new Fantastic Four one was not as silly, like Thor humor. You know what I mean? Like it actually was more of a serious movie, and I don't know. That's actually pretty cool. So.
Well, I mean, look. It's Thor: Love and Thunder. Well, like Thor. Like the Taika Waititi movies. I mean, that's basically Taika Waititi's shtick. That's he kind of has that kind of like arch ironic humor.
Yeah.
Which it worked. It works in the right situation. It worked with the Thor movies he made. But I don't know. I just doesn't really work long term, I think. But no, I mean, look, I think Superman's interesting. I mean, look, I'm glad it made money because that means that that those kinds of movies are going to have a future. I mean, from what I've read, I mean, both Disney and Warner's, the era, like there's interest rates, the era of low interest rates are over. They got to start making money. And if superhero movies continue to bomb, we're not going to see as many of them anymore. So I'm glad it did okay, and I really do want to see what they do with the Supergirl character. They had the girl from House of the Dragon, Millie Alcock.
Yeah,
she was only on for like 30 seconds, but she carried it, and the movie they're going to do with her. It's based on, I forget, it's like Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, or something like that. It's not going to be like the Supergirl from the TV show, where she's basically like a government agent. From what I understand, they're going with another story arc where that's a straight up sci-fi, adventure with Lobo.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful that this can be DC's time to become the Marvel.
I hope. Well, I mean, they've been trying for like the last, 15 years to do it, and the problem, it failed the first time around, and I remember it's us, two of us, sitting with both the Matts at that bar in Brooklyn, and they asked me, what did you think of it, and I said, because I was the resident DC guy at the time, and I told you that they're trying to do what they were trying to do with Justice League, what Marvel did, but in one movie instead of like 6, and it showed.
Yeah.
So it looks like this time around they're going to do it right. They're going to take their time, and and the thing is, they're starting from ground zero right now. They don't have to. It's a total reboot.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not like Marvel where they have to deal with now. Where they got like 20 years worth of continuity they got to deal with. So I don't know. I have a feeling that they have Secret Wars coming up, and in the comics, those Secret Wars was the was their version of Crisis on Infinite Earth. You know, it was basically it was a resetting of the board. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe that'll do it there.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful. You know, I don't know. It's difficult, but you know.
I mean, look at it this way. I mean, you know, 5 years from now, all those movies are gonna be made by AI anyway. You know, and they're not gonna need real actors. They'll what I bet they'll probably do is they'll license Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, what's her face, Scarlett Johansson, all the others, as they were in their prime.
Oh yeah,
young and beautiful, and didn't have any obvious plastic surgery or problems with their backs and knees like the rest of us mere mortals.
100%.
And you know what, they can all retire to their private islands and just keep cashing the checks that come in as their AI versions live on forever in immortality.
Yep, 100%. They're absolutely.
I fully expect when they finally get around to actually putting the X-Men out there, it'll be Patrick Stewart, but as he was in 2004. And he'll be old, but not like 80 years old as he is right now. And he's really old right now.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
everybody's old, man. Everyone's dying. I'm still upset that Hulk Hogan died. Like, that dude's my fucking Superman.
I'm still processing the loss of the Ozman.
Yeah. Well, weirdly, they were both about that. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne was only like 74, right? 72, something like that.
He was late 70s, but same age as my dad when he died. And people, and remember, Ozzy did not lead a quiet life. He did not. No. He did not lead a healthy life. I mean, that man. The fact that man lasted as long as he did while ingesting as much drugs, booze, and God knows what else into his body, and he's still breathing. He was still breathing till as long as he did.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Did you guys see the Grim Reaper meme? Those machines where you get like the stuffed animals and stuff, those crane machines?
Yeah.
There's a meme out there. It's the Grim Reaper, one of those crane machines, and he's like, Ozzy Osbourne, is Keith Richards even in this thing?
Yeah, that it just goes to show you, like, it's so sad, but the truth of the matter is like, I look at Hulk Hogan and I'm like, this dude, I mean, not making excuses, but like, this dude worked out. This dude was in perfect shape. A
lot of steroids.
Yeah, but you think that was probably it with the heart condition thing?
Well, I mean, he's wrestlers as a whole tend not to live very long because they put
the abuse. Yeah, the abuse on their bodies is insane.
I mean, it's like they're like football players. They have a career of about 10 years, maybe 15 years. And then, but they spend the rest of their lives paying for it. So,
something like that, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, but like Mick Foley, dude. Look at that dude. How jacked up Mick Foley is.
How the fuck is that guy even alive?
Yeah, exactly. Especially after that Hell in a Cell where he went through the cage.
Oh,
Jesus.
That thing is crazy, dude. I've watched that thing like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
that's just incredible. That thing is really...
He's lucky he's alive.
Yeah, that was legitimately crazy as shit.
Yeah, Taker's in rough shape, man. If you see him like walking around normal, where they don't give him a bunch of shots of steroids and cortisone.
As far as Rock goes, I mean, I think like Bowie.
What?
No, I was just making the point when it comes to like rock and roll, rock music.
Yeah.
Ozzy is like Bowie and Keith Richards. He's not just an idol. He was actually beloved. I mean, metalheads like to metalheads out there like I was and I still am to a certain extent. He's basically the cool grandfather you never had.
Yeah.
And so I mean, look, there's it's like when Bowie died. You know, there's like it just felt like it wasn't just a death. It felt like yeah, this is the end of something. And you know,
True.
giant. You know, he was a real giant, and now he walks no more. And it's going to be the same when Paul McCartney goes and when Keith Richards goes. You know, they're not just artists. They're symbols of something. And once they're gone, that whole era is going to go with them. And there's really no one to take their place because that world doesn't exist anymore. The environment that created them, it
It's
doesn't
gone.
exist. Yeah, I mean that we don't have that kind of monoculture anymore. You can nobody even Taylor Swift, it probably comes the closest to it. And even she, you compare her to like it's just funny. You compare like someone like Taylor Swift or Lady Gaga to Mariah Carey when she first came out, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, she made more money on her tour than anyone else, but that's because they were charging like $1,000 a ticket. So but no, I mean, seriously, like, but when those guys go, every time one of those guys go, it's like, that
We
whole
don't have those multi-generational icons anymore.
we don't have they're the real rock stars, you know. And once they're gone, what do we have left? Billy Corgan, God help us.
Corrigan's awesome. He's all right.
Yeah, I was never a Pumpkins fan. I always preferred Soundgarden, and of course Chris Cornell is no longer among us, so and that hurt. But yeah, it's but no, like Ozzy's gone, and metal will live on, but it just feels like it just feels like an era's gone. The Hulkster's gone, and I remember seeing I remember watching Hulk Hogan go against Sergeant Slaughter back in the day when like Sergeant Slaughter like became a heel and became like pro-Iraqi. And then when I was in college and I had a bunch of my friends were like really into the WCW, and we watch it, and and there Hulk Hogan like did a heel turn and became a bad guy. Then he goes back to the WWE, and I don't know, man. Like, he may not have been the greatest wrestler technically, but he knew how to do a work.
He was a master, man.
Yeah. Oh, dude, when he lifted Andre the Giant, that was it. That was the moment.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I had a chance to work with him when I was at Marvel.
Oh wow.
And I posted the photo on X today, like me with Hulk Hogan. I came up to his like the lower part of his chest, dude. I mean, he's huge. But like he was basically there filming something for like Marvel Live, which was like a thing we were doing at the time, and it was just like him and me, and like two of the other guys that were doing the department, and I mean, he was hanging out and stuff, and like, it was the craziest shit, dude. Because he would just be chill and like hang out, whatever. And the minute the red light came on from the camera, the recorder, right? He just like instant snap into Hulk Hogan. You're like, we were all just sort of like, because he's like, oh yeah, brother. I was like looking at the video today, the footage from it, and he's just like going in and kind of talking about it. And like, in fact, I should share it. But like, I just remember like looking at my friends who were there. Let's like, can you believe this shit? Like, it was unbelievable. He would just like, it's one of those moments where you're like, oh yeah, no, now I get it. Like, because when he's hanging out and he's like so tall, he's huge. You're like, oh yeah, this is just a big dude, who has like a lot of natural gravitas. But like, when the minute he snapped into Hulkster mode, it was like, holy shit. It was really cool. Let me see if I can find that.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Hey Andrew, how are you doing?
Let's see what.
Doing good.
I'm somewhat organized. I found it pretty quick. Or one of them pretty quick. Yeah, so this was the cut we did. And then I had a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. Let's see. Window. Let's see. All right. This is super quick, but this is the cut.
Hey, yo, maniacs. Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time. And I'm here to tell you, I'm hanging and banging day and night with Marvel Live all weekend long at Comic Con. But if you want to find Hulk Hogan, every Thursday on Spike TV, 8 p.m., TNA Impact, you can find me and the crew there. And this weekend, the greatest pay-per-view of all, Bound for Glory, is on your TV, brothers. Bound for Glory is where the TNA pay-per-view stars will be this Sunday. So what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan and Marvel Live run wild on you, brother?
Let me guess.
That's so good.
Let me
Isn't that
guess.
awesome?
That was one take, right?
Yeah. He did like 3 just to do it, but I mean, it was like he literally he'd be like if you notice, like at the first he's standing there on the side, he just like hanging out with us, like whatever, and like yeah, blah 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 blah, and he just turned to the side and said yeah, just tell me whenever, and we were like, I mean, we're just recording the whole time, so we're like, all right, go. And then he just goes, oh, like he did. That's when he does the turn, and he just hops into character. We were just like, me and the other 2 guys were like, whoa, like what is this? Like, oh shit! Like instantly, it was like he was like the guy. Do you know what I mean? It was really really cool,
That's very
and
funny.
I'm really.
That's amazing.
Like I got her. I mean, I didn't know him. I just got the chance to meet him a little bit, but I mean, he was my Superman growing. He was like the physical embodiment of Superman. Like I didn't care about DC Comics. I cared about Hulk Hogan and Marvel Comics. And like he was probably, to me as a child, probably bigger. I mean, definitely bigger than Stan Lee was. Because Stan Lee by that time had kind of like moseyed on or whatever. So Hulk Hogan was like my 2 like North Stars for personality matching for pop culture icons. It was Optimus Prime, who is a cartoon, and fucking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Well, I was a big fan because when I was a real little kid, I was a big fan of the Incredible Hulk, dude.
Oh yeah,
The cartoons, the TV show, and he was called Hulk Hogan. He was my favorite wrestler, dude. He was a superhero to us.
he really was. He really was, man. And I'm really sad. I mean, well, what's crazy, man, is like I saw a couple of interviews after, when he died or whatever. I saw a couple of interviews and like just like from like last month, and he looked totally fine. Like he was not,
Yeah.
he didn't look sick. You know what I mean? He didn't look like he was like.
I saw some things popping up in my feed the day before he died, people reporting that he's really ill.
Mm.
And I was like, what? And then
So must have just happened.
Yeah, and then the next day I saw the post that he died.
Fuck me, dude. It's upsetting.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know how to explain it because I mean, obviously he was an older guy, and it's going to happen to all of us or whatever. But it just
Isn't he 71?
71, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was like jacked, like he was like super healthy.
Oh yeah. I don't know about super healthy, but he was jacked.
Well, he looked healthy. I don't know. Who knows?
To get super jacked, you have to do some things that aren't technically healthy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's just really upsetting.
Because all the dudes you see that are super jacked are all taking they're all juiced.
I know. I just
you don't get you don't get that big and that jacked without it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
There are some people who are genetically predisposed who can do, but they're a tiny fraction. But most of the dudes out there that you see that are really big are they're on steroids and human growth hormones.
Yeah, I actually saw remember seeing a interview that Rogan did with I think it might have been Anthony Huberman, or it was some other guy. You know, one of his usual guests, and they were actually talking about this. You know, they were talking about well, specifically about Jason Momoa and how he looked in Aquaman and Game of Thrones. And Rogan made a very good point that right now, as the ideal female form can be achieved if you have the right genetics and you're willing to starve yourself. Maybe have a little surgery here and there, but it is achievable, if only barely, by some. But to get like that massively swole, jacked up physique, that's kind of like the male ideal right now, at least in the movies.
Mhm.
You can't do it without chemical enhancement. It's just not physically possible. Like there's maybe a tiny minority of men who can do it, and even if they're willing to spend like 7 or 8 hours a day in the gym, who can do it without enhancement. But for most people who actually have lives, it's just not possible. You cannot get that big. It is physically impossible to do it without steroids and God knows what else. And here's the funny thing too, is that when a lot of these like really jacked up guys go into the army, they often don't make it, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Because it turns out that all that muscle, which adds a lot of weight, they crap out when it comes to stamina. What they want with what you want with soldier, actually, your guys are kind of like very lean and wiry. Who are strong and physically fit. They're not packing on like 50 extra pounds of muscle, because that's literally weight you have to carry in addition to all your equipment and weapons.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Really quick. Sorry, Zach. I just want to, Andrew, by the way, you forgot to turn your camera off.
Yeah, I realized that as I left the room. I was
Okay.
It was a quick little medical emergency.
We turned the camera off as
I
soon
appreciate that.
as Jen sat down. We saw her sit down on your seat.
She
and
came
she started
sat at my seat.
Yeah, she sat in your seat and started calling someone, and we were like, "Oh, how do I turn off Andrew's camera?" And then I called you a dumbass because you didn't turn your camera off.
My mother slipped and fell, so I was helping her try to get up.
Oh shit, is she okay?
Yeah, she's all right. Just took her a little while. That's funny. Jennifer's on camera. She'll be so thrilled to know that I left my camera on.
So Andrew, have you seen the new Superman yet?
Yes.
What do you think?
I really want to know your opinion. I gave my opinion, but as someone who knows more about comics than I ever will, and who's basically like a comic book god as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I literally like. Well, anyway, what do you think about it? I really want to know. I'm being serious.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It did not. It took a lesson from the last couple Spider-Man movies, where it didn't spend any time rehashing his origin because we already know it. We didn't have to see Krypton blowing up. We didn't have to see his parents putting him in a spaceship. We skipped all that. They literally did a couple of blurbs at the very beginning of the movie, the very few seconds of the movie, and caught you up. They didn't waste any time. It went right into the action, and honestly, it was nonstop to me. It felt like it just kept going and going and going and going and going. And yeah, I've heard a lot of people say the story's kind of campy, but there were a lot of Superman stories that are nothing but camp. But it was great. Man of Steel is still my favorite of all the Superman movies. But this one, I will watch it again. Absolutely. I don't know if I'd go pay to see it in the theater again, but I would definitely watch it again because it had there were a lot of cameos and references and just a lot of stuff that was just fun to pay attention to.
Yeah, so the feeling I got is that Man of Steel really draws more from like the 90s, early 2000s, kind of like the Iron Age era of comics, as it's called, or the Dark Age, which is a lot more anti-hero focused, a lot more grimdark in a lot of ways. Well, Superman to me, it felt more like they were reaching into Silver Age and Bronze Age comics for their inspiration. It had that feel to it.
Well, one of the things I like about the more modern Superman movies, and I've said this numerous times, it's how they portray Lois Lane.
Mm-hmm.
In Man of Steel, Lois Lane figures out who Superman is before he even comes out as Superman. She's that smart, that much of an intelligent character that she's able to piece together this information and find him before he even dons his costume. In this movie, you find out right away that the two of them have been dating. They're together. She knows he's Superman. They didn't have to go explain how that all happened, but the fact that she's not the ditz from the Christopher Reeves Superman, I thank God. And they even threw out a bunch of references about how his glasses actually distorts his face to the people around him, so they don't always see him as he is with just by wearing the glasses. And that was something I think Grant Morrison came up with in the All-Star Superman run. But I enjoyed it thoroughly, start to finish. I love Krypto. I'm a little concerned about Supergirl.
Oh,
And they've portrayed her as this wild, crazy teen, which in my mind, that's not Supergirl. But they're trying to make her, more mature, more of a modern girl.
well,
And we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, I think they're actually, from what I've read, they're actually drawing from a specific story, like
Yes.
storylines, like was it the Supergirl, the Girl of Tomorrow, or something like that, where she's it's actually going to be a sci-fi, basically a science fiction adventure, a galactic adventure, where she's basically going up against Lobo, and in that she's a little more. I guess the idea they're having there is that because in the comics, unlike Clark, who basically left as a newborn, she was actually there and lived on Krypton, and basically. So I guess that particular comic line, I don't specifically remember what it's called, but I do remember reading that. In that one, she's basically having to process the fact that her homeworld blew up, and she's like one of the few survivors left. And unlike Clark, who basically arrived on Earth and basically grew up as a human, she's basically a survivor, and she's still processing that trauma. Although I hate using that term nowadays.
Right.
And I think that's the idea behind the comic. That's why it's a little more gritty, because she's legit angry and upset about losing everything she knows. And then I think Lobo as I said, the story is about her helping this kid find avenge the death of her father, and Lobo is involved in some way. I don't really know how. Although I remember that they're getting Jason Momoa to play him. So
my concern is that they want to portray her as a modern girl, and they've already shown her in the movie having gone off-world to a planet that has a red sun so that it deadens her powers so that she can get drunk, because when she shows up in this movie, she's drunk. Yeah, just Todd, this is not the Supergirl that's going to be your children's role model. And I think the thing that'll kill me is if in her movie, she's fighting Lobo and he's that bad boy character and they have sex.
Yeah.
That'll kill me. That'll be like.
It sounds like that's about you're a good storyteller, bro, and that sounds like that would be what it's like a one night stand kind of thing.
That's what modern girls do, they go out and they party and they get drunk and they sleep with the wrong guy.
Wait, I got a question, Andrew, because this is something that I haven't seen Fantastic Four and I haven't seen Superman. I'm going to try, if not this weekend, next week. Like I'm really going to try to go see these movies. Because I really genuinely do want to see them. My question is, so you haven't seen Fantastic Four?
No, not yet.
Okay. Was Superman? Are either of these movies for kids?
For your kids, Superman might be okay. There are a few curse words. People do say "ah shit" every now and then. Yeah. There's no graphic violence. There is some death, but it's not it's not in your face. There's a guy that gets shot and it's kind of off camera, so you don't see it happening, or it's farther away, so it's not like right in your face. but it's superhero campiness, which I think is okay for kids. I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
So
And the dog's great, and the dog
my
is
age
great.
group, my age group,
Your oldest daughter would probably be fine with it.
but not the youngest.
I don't know. Could she sit through a movie, a 2-hour movie?
Oh yeah, they both can.
Okay, well then I honestly I had a lot of fun with it, and other than every now and then Mr. Terrific saying shit or Lois Lane saying shit, I mean, they were appropriate curses where
Yeah.
something happened and you went, oh shit, you know, it wasn't somebody just cursing to be cursing.
I mean, there were some dark moments in it though. Let's be clear. I mean, the prison scene with the kid was.
Yeah, but you knew the kid was going to come out okay.
Yeah, and
he did.
Yeah, what did you think of Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor?
Oh, he was fine. He was fine. He was he was psychotic and crazy, and you know, there's a little bit of that in him. So I was okay with it. I actually liked what's his name as Lex Luthor too. So.
Oh, Gene Hackman.
No, not Gene Hackman.
Kevin Spacey.
No, not Kevin
Well,
Spacey.
Gene Hackman was awesome.
Well, I mean, Gene Hackman's kind of the.
No, the guy that played in the Social Media.
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, I liked him as he was insane, and Luthor is a little insane.
I would have liked to have seen where Zack Snyder was going to go with that, because he did play the character pretty well. I mean, but the thing about it is that Lex Luthor, like Superman, there's he's portrayed differently depending on who's writing it in different eras. The only real complaint I had about Lex Luthor in this movie is that it never really was clear why he hated Superman. I mean, maybe I missed that scene when I went out to use the bathroom, but I just never really bought why he hated Superman. I mean, beyond just simple like jealousy, because it just didn't make sense to me.
Believe it or not, I think it has a lot to do with his name. The fact that
Superman?
people love him and they call him Superman, and he's not a man. He's an alien. He's not a man, and it just pisses Luthor off. Luthor is a man. Luthor is intelligent. He's super smart. He is the savior of the world. But the people love Superman, and he's not a man. That's a lot of the basis for why he hates him.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was very clear to me in the movie. He hates he's loved by everybody. He wants to ruin his reputation, not just kill him. He wants to destroy his reputation, not just destroy him.
Honestly, that reasoning just didn't work for me. I mean, I just thought it was just I wanted something a little more profound.
Sometimes it's just that simple. Sometimes that's all it is. And he really hates the fact that this alien, this non-human, is loved by people all over the world, and they call him Superman. It just irritates the crap out of Lex Luthor. He hates that fact.
All right, well, thanks for clarifying that.
Believe it or not, it's really it boils down to something just that simple.
Yeah, and like I said, that just doesn't work for me. But maybe I'm still trapped in the Snyderverse.
Every time you see Lex like lamenting on Superman, he reminds people he's not a man. He's an alien. He's not human. He's a creature from another planet. And that's how he thinks of him.
Yeah.
So.
Also, how did you feel about the portrayal? I mean, Todd, this might be a bit spoilery, but how did you feel about the portrayal of Superman's parents and what they wanted him to do when he came to the planet?
Oh, you mean the original one?
I heard about this
original
part.
Parents.
So.
I don't know if that's canon or anything. I don't know if they just made that up.
They made it up. So the deal is, and this is the part that I know. Basically, everything that these companies are doing, Marvel and DC, they're machines. They're corporate machines, and that's fine. Nothing inherently bad about that. But at the end of the day, they must protect their IP, and with Superman, basically Superman and Batman and Spider-Man, all these characters within the next decade are coming up as public domain, and so that's why Miles Morales exists, because these are all opportunities for a new and different Spider-Man to take the mantle, something that they can control from an IP perspective. So for Superman, that's why they change costumes. That's why all this stuff happens. And so for Superman, the tweak to the background of the parents, it's spoiler, I guess, but it's kind of all over the internet, about his parents wanting them to kind of basically like breed the planet, which I don't know how I would explain to my kids, actually. But like, that's basically a way, by changing the origin, you get to own the origin again. It's enough of a change where they can lock down the IP for their version of Superman.
So
Well, what's funny is that it's actually similar to what Invincible's.
It's
father
100%
was
what
that-
Invincible
that
is. It's a
sword.
ripoff.
Yeah.
Not a ripoff, I shouldn't say that, but that's what Invincible is.
Yeah, the whole idea of the aliens that Invincible's father came from was to come to the planet and multiply.
Yep.
So I mean, so they basically made Jor-El and Lara bad guys, for lack of a better term. But
Well, maybe not so much bad guys as just alien, right? Like,
yeah, basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but
Well,
it
that's
sounds
like saying George Washington is a bad guy because he owned slaves. Well, back in those days, everybody did. These are
Right.
aliens from another planet. This is how they did things. That doesn't make them bad guys.
No, so it'll be interesting. I mean,
I bet they never bring it back up again.
probably not.
It won't ever come up again. It was just something that happened. And the fact that in the movie, it's revealed what the parents say, and Mr. Terrific shows up and says, "Yes, it's absolutely 100%. It's not doctored. I know the guys that did that." And it's like, what? They had to keep the story going,
yeah.
but it was really, really sketchy. It was really sketchy how they did it, but whatever.
But
Okay.
well, I mean, look, it's
It was a very easy way to make the people that love Superman fear him and hate him, and that's all Lex was. That was his goal.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, look,
But
it's
still, so it was a good adventure movie. It was fun. Nathan Fillion played a great Guy Gardner. He was a real ass, and that's exactly what the character is.
Yep.
The chick that played Hawk Girl, she was kind of cool. I liked her. Mr. Terrific was fantastic. Other than the fact he cursed a couple of times, it was like he had a
Wait, Mr. Fantastic.
not Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Terrific.
Okay.
He has a really gets really pissed off really quickly, and will curse when he's frustrated. So, but he was still a cool character.
Okay.
They did a good job with him.
yeah, and they had like apparently Jimmy Olsen's a babe is a babe magnet in this particular universe.
I think that's kind of fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate the getting rid of the G. Willikers.
Yeah, that was very much a thing of its time. And they had the guy who played Bunk in The Wire.
Yes.
He's Perry White. He pulled it off. I mean,
He had
You know.
very little screen time to begin with, so
yeah.
he only has a few lines. It's not.
I have a feeling when the DVD comes out, there's gonna be the director's cut with I always wondered if they do that deliberately. They deliberately shoot more footage than they need, so that when the DVD comes out or the the PPV comes out, download, watch, buy Superman, the super extreme director's version, now with 30 minutes extra footage.
Oh yeah, of course they do. I mean, that's part of the marketing plan.
One of the things I think was funny, there's a scene in which Lois they're trying to evacuate the building, and she's got Mr. Terrific's ship, and she says, "How many does the ship hold 6 people? All right. She goes, okay, Jimmy, Perry, the sports guy, Kat, the blonde babe with the big boobs, and then the token black guy in the background. It's like, what? Who is he? I don't even remember him from the beginning of the movie. I know he was there, but I don't know who that was. It was just they grabbed an extra guy who I don't think said anything the entire time they were doing those scenes. So he was just there.
You know what's a funny thing also was you know how in the 1977, I mean, the original Christopher Reeves version, they gave Lex Luthor a girlfriend, Eve Tessmacher.
Yep.
Well, and also they had Otis as well. Although I think they mentioned maybe my name only like once or twice. But so they had him in this movie, and she's basically like a total social media influencer ditz, and apparently the girlfriend from hell. But she played an interesting role in the movie. I mean, what'd you think?
She wasn't that important to begin with, but she was there.
Yeah. I'm just curious to see what they're going to do with Batman, because, that's what approach they're going to take to that. Because at this point, I think everyone's kind of like wired to see Batman as the Dark Knight Returns, Christopher Nolan approach, kind of like dark and gritty.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be interesting to see if they go that route with this iteration of the DCCU, but or if they decide to like lean into some of the 60s era silliness, that Batman had, because that whole, I remember, I mean, if you look at a lot of the older comics from the 60s with Batman, it is campy as any. It's really a lot of the stuff just was really, really campy. I mean, the Batman TV show with Adam West in the 60s, which is not dark by any means. They were definitely drawing on a lot of the source material there. And it wasn't really until Dark Knight Returns with Frank Miller got his hands on the character that we kind of got the Batman we all know and love today. Mr. Dark Knight, the actual Dark Knight. Sorry, what was that, Avery?
No, that's probably my monitor. Sorry.
I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see which way they go with that. I mean, are they going to stick with the kind of the whole Nolanverse approach to it, or are they going to try and lighten up the character a little bit? Kind of like maybe they'll do what Joel Schumacher did with with his 2 runs of the character in the 90s. Although that kind of failed in the end pretty spectacularly.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see. I don't know. I'm hopeful. Like, I don't think the Fantastic Four movie is gonna bring back massive audiences. I think people have moved beyond it now. Honestly, I think what would do really good is if they just started creating brand new movies. You know what I mean, with new characters, or I don't know. I just don't think I think DC still has a leg up. I don't know if Marvel does, honestly. Well,
I think with first off, with Fantastic Four, I think that property is cursed when it comes to actual film versions. I mean, they've had 4. This is like the 4th version of FF to come out since forever. I mean, if you include the Roger Corman version, which most people don't for obvious reasons. But they have the Corman version, which you can see, and I don't recommend you see it. It really is Corman just phoning it in there. They had the version that came out in the 90s with Ioan Gruffudd and Jessica Alba, and the guy who played Johnny Storm, who later on goes on to play Captain America, and then he recapped the role in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, only to get killed off. And those 2 movies were okay. I mean, they were what they were. I mean, they didn't. Then there was the reboot with that came out a few years ago with the Joshua Trank movie that apparently was a total shit show behind the scenes. I mean, it was literally too much cocaine, not enough common sense. Hollywood shit show, and it showed in the movie, which wasn't very good. So I don't know. I mean, it just feels like maybe it feels like kind of like a cursed property. But the other thing to consider also is, and I think I mentioned this earlier before we started. DC has one big advantage right now. They're literally just they spent the last 17 years trying to be Marvel and failing, and with this they quite self consciously did a reboot. I mean, they just ignored everything that came before. With first with Peacemaker, and then they kind of used Peacemaker as kind of a bridge between the Snyderverse and this one, and they kind of put the Snyderverse out the pasture. I mean, those versions of the characters are probably going to come back. I mean, I don't see the guy who played the Flash having any sort of career, given all the weird stuff he's been into recently. And Jason Momoa he's basically he's an A-lister. He can pretty much write his ticket wherever he wants. So why would so DC has the advantage. They basically have a clear field. They don't have like 20 years of continuity and canon that they have to either respect or figure out a way to like clear the decks.
Right.
I mean, so with DC that with Marvel they do. I mean, all those movies are still canon. I mean, they're leading up to Secret War. They're leading up to the film version of Secret Wars, which which in the original comics was basically their version of like Crisis on Infinite Earths. It basically did a complete reboot. I don't know. Was it? I never read Secret Wars. Like I said, I was more into DC when I was a kid. So I don't know. Did it do what Crisis did and just basically reset the field, or was it more partial?
That's an Andrew question.
Honestly, I've never read Secret Wars.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with it. I know kind of what happens in it, but I never actually read it.
Well, I mean, because if they're gonna do with that what the comic did with the actual comics, just do a complete reset of the MCU. Just kind of like wipe the board.
Mm-hmm.
Start from year zero. It basically that might save them. It might not.
Maybe. Who knows? I'm interested to see what comes up, and I'm hopeful that they do a good job so I can watch more movies. But if not, and everything goes back underground for another decade, I'll be to do. Honestly. By the way, the total different topic, but there's something I wanted to bring up tonight. Andrew, you, I guess last time when you came up for Heroes Con, one of the comics you brought up was this. You remember this? It's a Gil Kane cover Green Lantern. Okay. And
Okay.
it was drawn by George Tuska. Now, I'm familiar with George Tuska's work from like Iron Man, and I don't know, God, I'm sure he's a phenomenal talent, but he's never been a fan favorite of mine, right? Like George Tuska is like, okay, I don't own the Iron Man Essential editions or whatever. However, this Green Lantern, apparently, because I looked it up, apparently he did like 5 issues. He did like a run of 5 issues. This must have been later in his career. I don't know how old he was or when he passed. I just know that he did Iron Man #1 or whatever. So I think he's an older guy. So this was 1983. Was this Gil Kane cover? He did it. So this was like probably later career, bro. Like, let me see if I can make this big. Look at how crisp and clean that is. Look how cool that is.
Okay.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
love it. It is so good. Let me see if I can show you like another pair. Like look how crispy those colors. I know he's not the colorist, but the inks are thick and the characters are like clear and like it feels almost animated. Like, oh, it's so good. I'm kind of blown away. So if you find any more George Tuska Green Lanterns, he only did 5 of them, like number 166 to number 170. So 4.
Okay.
No, that would be 5, 66 to 70. Super good, man. Yeah, I've got a stack. I pulled out a stack of some of the books that you sent me that I'm looking at. Like this Superboy was freaking awesome as well.
Are you sure
Like,
those are ones I gave you?
yeah. Oh yeah. This is all water damaged, and yeah.
Okay.
But what's interesting about this one is this one. This is an artist by the name of Bob Brown, who I've never heard of. Again, I'm not a big DC guy, let alone back in the day. Hey, what's up, MK? MK says, GM, just popping in to say, hey, headed out to get a bite. Early flight back tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Yeah, MK, you too, brother. Have a good weekend, and you can maybe be like us and be super jealous that we're not at San Diego Comic-Con. It's fine. It happens every year, and we're getting younger. It's totally cool. But yeah, have a safe flight, brother. But anyway, what's really cool about this book, dude, is that it is inked by Wally Wood. And so you've got this, I don't know. I don't know if he's a good artist or not. This guy I've never heard of, but then you've got like Wally Wood. Look how bright those colors are, dude.
Yeah.
Just awesome. I'm just really digging it. I'm gonna start like look at the Superboy over here. Look at that. Isn't that tight?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look dated to me. It looks almost like a modern, like what a modern, like maybe with a little bit better anatomy and modern artists would hit this. You know what I mean? But
so looking at these Green Lantern issues, issue 172. It's showing Terry Austin and Alex Toth did interior art.
I think do I know that?
Gibbons. Cover Gil Kane. That's got to be awesome looking.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. The back of this Green Lantern, is it this one? Yeah, dude, the back, same, the Green Lantern one with the Gil Kane cover, right?
Yep.
It's Dave Gibbons.
Yeah.
On art, like early Dave Gibbons. Like, holy shit, man. So I'm in heaven. I'm digging it. I'm like, oh my god. And this one too
cool.
was seriously ill. Like, I'm really getting into these. Like anything from like the 70s and 80s right now is for me is like pretty good. This is from what's the year?
I did want to share something I thought was pretty funny with you.
Okay, hold on. This is really quick. This is 1984, so before Watchmen. Again, this is an Andrew one. This is Superman and Batman, right? But watch how bad. This is the battiest comic I've ever seen. It's Trevor Von Eden is the artist. Avery, you're gonna get a kick out of this. Look how sick this is, and I'll show you something even cooler in a second.
Oh wow.
Look how sick that is.
That's dope.
Isn't that crazy? But check this out. It gets even crazier. So like he must have been smoking something. Because like they go through this like acid trip or something. Look at this shit, bro. Do you see that Superman upside down over here?
Yeah.
Like fully crystallized, and you can see through him and shit. Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it's pretty trippy.
I'm like, this is 1984, man. Like, I've never seen compositions like this, and the art is spectacular. Look at this shit, dude. Look at this. Look at that page. Right?
Oh, that's cool. It's all crystallized and fractured.
It's all fractal. Yeah, it's super good. And then like just the art. Again, I don't know too much. Trevor Von Eden, I don't know too much about. I mean,
I know nothing about him, but
I know the name, but I don't know too much about his style, his stuff. But like, bro, look at the spread. It reminds me of your art a lot, Avery. Actually, like, look how sick that. It's almost like a Dennis Cowan kind of vibe, right? Anyway,
So I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you something out of this. This was an issue of Thor that I sent you guys a picture of.
ooh,
Tell me how you really feel. Issue number
What's that?
139. This is a Jack Kirby issue.
yeah.
Oh,
But the
nice.
thing I wanted to show you, there was two things I wanted to show you. Some of the advertisements from 1967. On the front page, you open it up, and it's an advertisement that says, "Shamed by your English?" It's a mail-in to teach you how to speak English better.
That's awesome.
That's a
Oh,
funny
wow.
ass ad. That is, if that is not an adult fantasy ad, I don't know what is.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
there's
god,
Look at
a
that
splash
Kirby.
page.
Splash
Yeah.
page.
No,
Oh, that's so good.
You haven't seen the splash page I wanted to show you yet. That's a good one, but it's not the one I wanted to show you. Do you guys remember Grit? This was an advertisement for Grit, where they would send you these magazines and you would sell them for 15 cents and you got to keep 5 cents.
Oh
So
yeah.
it even says in the top, plus make as much as $1 to $5 cash every week.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But here's the splash page that I thought was freaking fantastic.
Oh my god. That's wicked. Wow.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wicked. It's almost
It's
abstract.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's Jack Kirby goodness.
God, man.
The Secrets of the Mystic Mountain.
Every time I think I've kind of been like, yeah, I get Jack Kirby. Like he was really good, but I'm kind of done. Then like I see a new issue or something that he did, and it just blows my mind.
Yeah, and it looks nothing like anything else you've seen from him.
Yeah, exactly. Like I really, again, growing up, like all these guys, I didn't even know these guys, so I didn't care about Gil Kane or Kirby or John Buscema. I didn't care about them.
How do you draw the same characters over and over again, or just superheroes fighting in general over and over again, as much as he did, and he's always able to come up with something to make you go, "What?"
Yeah, for real.
There's times within a few pages, I'm like, "Oh, I'm drawing this character's face from this angle again. I'm drawing this again."
Well, here's the crazy thing. You want to go crazy? Here's the thing to think about. The way that I am approaching the adult fantasy show is I'm not making a video. First of all, it's animation. Even the live action stuff, it's all animation. Just using AI to animate. So that mentally unblocked me from production. Like I'm just animating. I'm like, cool, I got it. But really, I'm not even making videos in my head. I'm making comic books. This is the comic book from me, right? Just sort of like, people watch a lot more video than read comics. So here you go. Here's a video comic book. With that said, the Kirby barrier is a minimum of a book a week, because Jack Kirby was drawing an entire comic book a week, and he did it for like over a decade. He was averaging 4 to 5 issues a month. So, by the way, was John Buscema.
Insane.
John fucking Buscema was doing over a book a week, sometimes averaging a book to 2 books a week, and Kirby as well, right? And so, like, even with AI, I haven't yet. I can do 2. I'm at like 2 weeks. I haven't been able to get a weekly cadence for an AI fucking video when this guy was in his basement drawing all day on a fucking board, pen and paper and pencil. He's still beating me. Like, how the fuck? How do you do a 20-page book a week, bro?
I don't know.
A week. And then you say, nah, fuck it, I got it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a book a week for a decade.
But you've heard the stories of people talking about watching Jack Kirby draw, starting in like the top corner of a page, and just going all down.
He he got to the point, I think, and I assume it was later in life. I don't know. I for my own sanity, I'd like to think it was later in life. But yeah, basically he could just snapshot the page in his head, and he would just draw the corner like an ear, and he wouldn't erase, and he would just draw from this corner all the way down to that corner. And it's kind of legend now, but like some fan asked him once, like, why he didn't erase. Like, and basically, like, I guess he was trying to say, like, well, how do you draw without erasing? Like, why don't you erase? And Kirby's answer was very Jack Kirby, and that was, they don't pay me to erase.
Yeah. I heard that. I heard that in a documentary. My God, it's so legendary.
They pay me to draw. They don't pay me to erase. I'm like, oh shit! Like, okay, that's Jesus. All right. I mean,
so much of his body of work is pretty consistent.
Oh man,
just
all these guys. Like, I'm just looking at these guys from like the 50s, and like, you know, I mean, I'm looking at their work in the 80s, so they were all like senior citizens, or like probably our age, to be honest with you. They were just by this point they didn't have to think about it. They were just doing it. But like, it's so fluid and so like consistent and easy and on par. And most important, it's like, and this is maybe the animation kind of seeping in, clear. It's clarity, clear storytelling. It's, I can look again, like, I'm on a small screen. I'm not even going to blow it up. But if I show you, like, if I hold up a page this small, you can see what's going on.
Yes.
Like, it's like the colors, the images, everything is separated out, and it's clear. If this was a Jim Lee page or a Rob Liefeld page, you would have no. In fact, I would say that that's the one strength Rob Liefeld has, is he draws so little that you can see his shots really clear. You know, it's not overdrawn, and it just looks so good. It's remarkable. I don't know. It's still the thing that, like, you know, here I am, a damn near 50-year-old man, and I'm looking at a comic book, and I'm like, Jesus, these guys are just insane. You know,
God, I mean, mangaka in Japan, you know, they produce at that rate pretty consistently as well. But you know, they have to like basically kill themselves in order to do it.
Well, yes and no. They're the monthly mangaka, yeah. Like Hiroaki Samura, who owns my entire shelf up there because he's one of my all-time favorite artists. He's a monthly mangaka, and he's just been doing it. There's no breaks, but it's a monthly book, and granted they write it, they draw it, they ink it, and most of the times they letter it, so it's a little different than doing Kirby where he was just penciling it. But the guys that are doing the weekly books over there have a team, right? So like a lot of those weekly guys will just draw the main figures. They'll just draw and ink the main figures, and their team will do the background art and the layouts and a lot of that other stuff. It's more of a production system. But yeah, not to take anything away from them, it's an insane amount of productivity.
Oh yeah.
I wish we had it here. You know, I really wish we had it here.
I don't know about that. I mean, I've seen the way it was. You know, a lot of those manga guys. I think they're having trouble. They're actually having trouble in that recruiting, like Japanese artists in some places, because just like the working hours are so brutal. I mean, like some of these guys literally work themselves into the grave.
Oh yeah.
Which.
Oh yeah, they're all going to die young. I mean, that's kind of that's sort of the trade-off, I guess. Is it fair to say it's a trade-off for greatness? I don't know.
You know,
it's not really fair. Right now, I'm just using AI to have a character get his head blown off, animated.
Realized I got a spot on my shirt from when I ate dinner. Avery would be proud of me. Just realized it right there.
Oh yeah, nice.
So speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, did you guys see the little snippet that I sent you about the John Byrne
I had heard rumors, and yeah. So what? You didn't send the whole article. You sent a screenshot.
I just showed you a screenshot of it. Yeah, but
so is it? Tell us about it.
Well, they've made an agreement. It's not being published by Marvel. It's being published by what's the name of the company? Abrams, who also did the Alex Ross graphic novel, The Fantastic Four Full Circle.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
So they're gonna do this to the John Byrne Elsewhere story. It's going to be in 3 editions, 3 versions. The first one comes out in April of next year. They're inking it, coloring it, relettering it, everything. They're going all out and going to complete it. And it's going to be 3 volumes, with the first one coming out in April of next year, fall of next year, and then spring of the following year. And it's so far, I think he has 32 issues, is what they said.
Yeah, he's got 32.
So it could be like 10 issues each, worth of graphic novels. So it's something definitely worth.
I don't know if I want it colored and inked though. I want the pencils.
No, they're gonna color and ink it. They're gonna do the whole thing to it.
Who's doing? Wow. Well, I'll buy it. That's gonna be awesome.
One of the articles I read said who it's.
Is it gonna be Terry Austin?
No, I don't believe so. It's not listed in this announcement, but nope, they're doing it up. Something that we never thought we'd see print, and it's happening. So it's kind of cool.
Somebody finally realized, oh, this will make a lot of money.
Yeah. Speaking of a lot of money, do you guys want to see the comics I picked up this week? Some of them were picked up last week, but I didn't show them. So
sure, yeah, absolutely. Really quick, before you do that, while you're getting them, I have one more thing to say on this Green Lantern thing. I just noticed this. So Green Lantern cover, Gil Kane. Okay. First of all, it's really cool that the drawing goes through the logo, which is actually pretty cool. But Avery, look at this, and this is Andrew too. All you guys. So I was like, oh yeah. So they got the character. He drew the bad guy character head, like, kind of like floating all around him, right? But look at how many angles of heads there are, and look how it's all the same character.
Yeah, it's all the same.
It's obviously all the same character.
Todd, those are the Guardians.
They all I know, but it's alike. I understand there's multiple. I get it, but it's the same head and the same character. Like, it's consistent across all angles.
Well, technically, it's not the same character. It's different characters. They just all look alike.
I understand, but I'm talking from a drawing perspective. He had to draw the same head from every figure, from every angle, and it worked. I'm just amazed. That's not easy to do. So, anyway,
not easy to amaze you.
Not easy to do. Understand. It's not easy to draw that. All right, your turn.
Okay, just a couple of comics.
Yeah.
We've got Trinity, the Daughter of Wonder Woman, issue number 2, where the teenage version of Trinity goes back and meets Jason. It's actually a cute story that ends kind of sad. She kind of warns him about staying away from the Joker, and he's kind of arrogant and is like, "Oh, I can handle it. Don't worry about it." And what happens still happens.
Wait, you said go back, so she's from the future?
Yes. They're jumping back through time, doing different things. Now, this isn't the most latest issue of G.I. Joe, but it is the one before the latest issue, and I picked it up. It's still enjoying the art, enjoying the story. This one focuses on the Baroness and Cover Girl, and good stuff. Issue 13 of Red Coat, still Brian Hitch on art, wonderful.
Is it still up to par? Like,
oh yeah. Battle Beast number 3,
dude,
which I got the regular edition.
That is a phenomenal book.
So the funny part about this is, in the letters column, somebody asked the question, "Is this a limited series, and how long is it going to go for?" And Kirkman said, "Oh, it's ongoing." we have an idea of where it ends, but it's going to take us a while to get there. So it's kind
That's
of
cool.
interesting to have an ongoing Invincible related book out right now. My favorite book of all of them, Absolute Wonder Woman, issue number 10.
Yeah.
10 issues in, and I'm still buying it, still enjoying the hell out of it. So this is one of my favorites right now. And last but not least, the late by about a month and a half, Batman issue 161, the next part of Hush Part 2, or
Oh,
Hush
interesting.
2. Yeah, this one was very late, but it's Jim Lee and Jim Lee. I think, I hate to say it, I think he's taking some shortcuts.
Really?
Tape stuck to the cover. Yeah. Like, for example, I'll show you what I'm talking about. A lot of big panels, a lot of splash page panels, but this one is like kind of it's like, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but you could have done this in half a page, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But instead, he blows it up completely and makes it really big. And
Well, I think you said it yourself. He knows what the collectors. He's so good. He knows what the collectors are going to want. Someone's going to want a double page spread of Batman and Batgirl that'll sell for like $50,000 or something.
Yeah.
But actually, what's so funny is I thought this page, I thought this was part of the story with Cheetah. I was like, oh, she looks cool. Turns out, no, it's like a preview of another book.
Oh,
But I just thought she looked really cool in that image.
well, yeah, that's not Jim Lee.
Yeah, it's not Jim Lee. But when I flipped through it real quick, I thought, ooh, Cheetah's going to be in this story. And of course not. No. Actually, the page, the splash page at the end of the story has Huntress, Nightwing, Robin, Catwoman, and Riddler. It's a new version, new look for Riddler.
It's a cool image.
But of course, then they got to show off all the different variant covers, and because
Right.
that's all they're really
all the
trying
shit
to
no one
sell.
cares about.
Yeah, they're just trying to sell variant covers. So, yeah. Oh well. Well, I mean, the story continues. I don't know how long this story is supposed to be, but it's still going.
I love the artwork in the first Hush, but so far what I've seen of this one, I'm not interested.
Interestingly enough, when I look at the black and white of the second Hush volume, like when I saw, like I went to the art dealer and I saw Jim Lee's black and whites, they look fantastic. I don't know why it doesn't look as good in print. It's the same art team. The colors is the same. Like I don't understand why it doesn't look that good.
With the first Hush, I own the unwrapped.
Yeah.
I have the black and white noir version. I don't have the regular color trade or the issues.
I'm wondering if that's going to be what it's going to take for us to like it.
Probably. Once
know.
we see the unwrapped version and the noir version, we'll probably be like, oh, this is cool, and we'll buy it.
Yeah.
We'll see if Todd's paying attention.
No, I see that you turned your stupid camera off.
Okay.
He sees you.
I just like you. I am sharing, your beautiful facade with
Yeah,
all-
your visage.
your visage.
I am so damn tired. I completed a project today that's been 2 months in the works. I finally finished clearing out that storage unit
Oh, nice.
from 12, 13 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Now my mother-in-law's garage is packed, but I'm not paying $123 a month anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm going to save $123 this month.
That's great.
Cool.
Good
Can I
job.
have it?
No, it's already been
Aw.
spent. I told Jen I saved $123. That means I can buy $123 worth more of comics.
Fine. Fine.
Smile. Yeah, that's the way it works.
Yep.
How much are you saving? Again?
$123.96.
Cool. That's cool. That's the exact price I'm charging for a hero commission.
Oh, really? We'll have to talk. That's like 4 graded comics right there.
That's hilarious.
I'm such a dick.
Yep. So, Todd, did you find that sketchbook yet?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good.
Cool.
Are we ever going to see it again?
No.
I did 2 pieces in it.
I know. Yeah, no, we're gonna see it again. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work. Oh,
Where's
I'm
it
gonna
at?
work on it. Huh?
Where's
you
it
mean
at?
to tell you
It's right
haven't
here.
done anything in it yet?
Show the show the drawings I did in it.
By the way, another thing, Andrew, and I'm gonna make you a list. I'm sure. I'll hold this up a second. This was another one you gave me. Uncanny X-Men Storm.
I do not remember that at all, Todd. I don't know
Oh,
why
man.
you saying I gave those to you. I don't think you did. You might have bought those yourself.
Then it must have been from your store.
No, I don't remember seeing that one ever.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway,
Does it have my smell on it? Does that have my stink
yeah.
on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, it's
Sweat, blood, and cum. All
It's,
that all at one time.
okay, great. It's Dave Cockrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to tell you, man. Again, I've never been a huge Dave Cockrum guy because he was kind of before my time. Our time. But bro, like, let me show you this panel. Like, dude, seeing it like this and how it was supposed to be presented, he's fucking awesome. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this Wolverine. This is one of the coolest. I mean, like, okay, Andrew, you find some Dave Cockrum Uncanny X-Men's, I'm taking them. I'm buying them. Look at that Wolverine right there.
Yeah, you could that to me looks like the basis for the Silvestri Wolverine.
Yeah,
Yep,
100%. Look at that pose, dude.
Yeah.
And the colors too, but that pose is sick. Like,
That's
God.
like if John Byrne and Mark Silvestri got together.
It really, that's
You know?
exactly what
Yeah.
it is. And of course, he's prototypical, obviously, because this is X-Men 147. Man, there was like generations of good comics.
Yeah, that's the reason I don't worry. I like my anger over some of the garbage that's been done to characters. Like, it's subsided. I'm not going back and buying the comics ever.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Ever. But there's so much older stuff that I've never read.
Yeah.
Of everything, of absolutely everything. Artists I haven't discovered or haven't developed an appreciation for, even though they were greats. But I personally haven't gone through my discovery of them. I don't worry about it. I just go look for back issues and enjoy myself.
That's what's happening to me, man. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, Dave Cockrum. Like, if I can get my hands on the old Dave Cockrum books, they're fucking dope. Oh, like certain, and I have another George Tuska book somewhere. I don't know what it is. I'll have to look for it. But I have another George Tuska book that's freaking awesome. And then I start looking at some of his other stuff, and I'm like, no, it's terrible. I can't stand it. But there's like, he's got some issues out there that are just fire. And yeah, like, I mean, Trevor Von Eden now, like, whose work I know the name, but I'm not really familiar with him. And then like I might even try to find some like old Neil Adams, like the Neil Adams Batman comics. I don't think I've ever seen an actual. I've never owned a Neil Adams Batman comic.
Me either.
I was looking at the artist edition stuff, and I'm like, this is sick as hell.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's incredible. I'm like, man, there's so much out there. Like, you know, it's amazing. Okay, so this is Avery Image 1, which is unbeatable. It's retarded.
Yeah, that's all like paint pens.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, dude.
Very, very pretty.
I love how the bat signal is like half shown because of the shadows.
Yeah.
And the cape, like, fucking dope. And then he had to go and do another one.
Yeah, I had to do a sketch.
Which
no,
is just
he had to draw that at the back of the sketchbook in order to like wrap up the sketchbook. That way, none of us could have done it. The end of the sketchbook belongs to Avery.
Yeah,
it's his way of getting the final word in the conversation.
Yes.
He does that a lot.
Yes.
This ink is so.
Are you going to share it, or are you just going to look at it?
Sorry. Look at that.
It's very cool.
Yeah, that was so fun.
Good. So the just saying the D Void book is going to look like this, right?
Hopefully.
Then there's an Andrew Charper drawing in there, which is really, really bad.
I
I want to see.
It was before I started drawing again, and I had an idea in my head, and it didn't come out the way I wanted it.
Oh, that's not as bad as you think.
No, it is not for what I was trying to do.
It goes with my sketch really well, though.
Well, I was
It does,
kind of
yeah.
inspired.
It goes with mine really well.
I hadn't drawn in a long time, so it was. I mean,
So-
it's literally pencils and Sharpies. I didn't even get
Yeah.
out the ink pen.
Is this going to be our book? Meaning, like, when I'm done, I give it back to Avery or you or Ramel?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Just us.
Okay.
We might
I'm
throw
gonna-
some
I'm gonna-
Romel in
I'm
there, but
putting it right here.
if
I'm
I
gonna
give it-
do something.
if I give it to Romel, it might be 6 years before we.
I
get
know
it
you
back,
can't. I
and
mean,
it'll be
Ramel
and it'll be an
disappeared again.
incomplete sketch. So
I know. Ramel vanished again.
Mm-hmm.
it happens.
I know. It's okay. I love the guy. He can vanish.
Oh, he's still my friend. It's just he does that.
I know he does that. Look at
Yeah,
this.
you,
This is
you gave him a deadline, and he went, shit.
Yeah, I gave him a deadline. And he was like, "Yeah, see you later, buddy." This is Pat Boyette.
Oh wow.
What is that from?
It's a book called Tarantula.
Okay. Oh, it's Atlas Comics.
Oh, that looks amazing.
I definitely did not give that to you.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know where I got it. Maybe it was. I don't know.
You probably
Maybe-
bought it in the 50 cent.
When you
bin.
said tarantula, I thought of that like noir character for a second. And
Yeah,
there's like a
really
European noir comic called Tarantula.
No, those are from Atlas Comics. Those were like pre-Marvel comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one called The Brute, which is kind of like their version
This wasn't
of the Hulk.
pre-Marvel, was it? No.
It was after, but the original Marvel was originally Atlas Comics.
Right.
So somebody bought the rights to them and started
I
publishing
see.
them again. So
Because this is from 1975. So
yeah. But Marvel Comics was Atlas Comics before it became Marvel.
right.
So
Well, awesome, guys. Happy Friday.
yeah, happy Friday. I gotta go let somebody out. Hold on, be right back.
Well, we're about to.
All right, then wrap it up real quick.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Love you.
happy,
All right, bye everybody.
happy Friday. Love you. Bye, Drew. Peace out. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you next week. I'm going to go try to see Superman and Fantastic Four in the next few days. So we'll see what happens. All right. Love you all.